Ladies and gentlemen, can I please welcome your compere of the evening, Mr. Tom Clements! Hello! Hello, 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 hello! Hi! Are we happy to be here? Can I get a cheer for County Comedy Club? Can I get a cheer for Lancaster? Can I get a cheer for the concept of cheering? Ah, you guys don't do anything. Oh, why do you cheer for cheering? Oh. How are we all? Are we good? Are we enjoying ourselves? Do we all enjoy bonfire night? We're going to go and see some fireworks. Cheer if you want to see some fireworks. I heard some noises from over here. How did we? So, madam, did you do anything for bonfire night? We had a party. You had a party? Yeah. Oh no! It's like the possibility that everyone's considered logically, but to my knowledge, never actually happened. So, how was it holding a party that was not a party?
I don't really remember much.
Right, so you still decided to get drunk. That's understandable, you know. You've bought it all in, so you might as well use it. Who else did something for bonfire night? I had a chair at the back. Hello? Hello, madam, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm fine. So what did you do for bonfire night?
We went to the memorial and watched the fireworks from the castle, but for free.
Oh, well, that's just quite thrifty, really. I mean, you know, you're living the dream. I mean, bonfire night, it's pretty cool, but what I don't really understand is how every year we come together as a nation and celebrate the painful execution of a 500-year-old traitor. Which is fundamentally kind of strange. Also, it seems to be the case that it's not just a night, right? This is more like a week when people think it's fine to just let off random explosions wherever they see fit. I was walking down Dale Street. You may not know where that is. That's not important. But and there was this guy, just because they have tiny yards, right? And this guy was just setting off these fireworks, which were not going far above people's roofs. It looked fundamentally very dangerous. But of course, we should remember that, you know, it was the private ownership of explosives that Guy Fawkes was fighting for all those years ago. Speaking of protest, Russell Brand's released a book as of late called Revolution, and it's actually really clever. It's really clever because this is the cleverest thing that's ever happened. He has reversed the letters E-V-O-L so that it spells love. Isn't that just enthusiastically clever? I want to follow him now. Does anyone else not have that intuition? Sir, how do you feel about that? Sir, your political apathy! You're the living embodiment of it! Matt, sir, what do you think? You kind of... I feel there's a meeting of minds here. So, what's your name?
Darius.
Darius. It's a very cool name. Just plain Darius. Like... So, what's your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe. It's not as cool as Darius, I'm afraid, because... No, it's not your fault. It's just your parents. You know, you've got the one syllable, you've got the three. You're not named after any kings. You are. Oh. Derek just sitting there with a beer, like, yeah, I'm named after a king. Yeah. No, you should get together, like, form the apathy party. We don't give a fuck, and we don't have any solutions. Needless to say, Russell Brand's book is dross. Let's just get that clear from the outset. But he's raised an interesting, issue. If any of you think about it. If any of you could be dictator of, like, not dictator, but like president of the world, right? We've had the revolution. What would you change? Sir, you're hiding behind a speaker. What would you change if you could be like president of the world?
Healthcare.
Healthcare. Less of it or more of it? Both? No, sir, they're opposites. You can, like, so, like, the concept of healthcare. Okay, explain.
Better healthcare for less.
That's
For more people for less.
right. Okay, that's very sensible. And not something that can easily be turned into comedy. So, cheers. Anyone else? You, sir, on the end. If you could be president of the world, what's the one thing you'd change? He's thinking about it. He probably should.
Free booze.
Free booze. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, how would this be implemented? Would you get, like, you know, a pint with breakfast, or? I mean, we've all done it, but you know, would that become law? Yeah, a pint with breakfast. A mandatory pint with breakfast. Oh, morning, Father! Hey, son, have you had your pint? No! I'm only 7! You'll get it down, you! You gotta follow the law! Okay! Oh, nightmarish. Dystopian. Awful. You, madam, hello. If you could be president of the world, what's the one thing you'd change? You change the French education system. Okay, I mean, you are president of the world, so logically you could probably change every education system. But I like the fact yeah, the French one, that's crap. Don't bother with all these countries that don't have an education system. Before we can create more education systems, we need to sort France out. What's so bad about the French education system? I mean, that's not like a really aggressive question, but what's so bad about it specifically?
It's like lectures, but every day.
Oh, so like uni then? Or... No, I'm being rude now. I'm sorry. But no, a principled stand there. Fine. You, sir, you're kind of leaning back. You're kind of enjoying yourself. You're very relaxed. What would you change if you could be president of the world?
More funding for space programs.
More funding for space programs. Okay, yeah, I know, it's intriguing, isn't it? So what do we need to discover?
Just need to get into space more.
Get into space
Go
more.
to more planets.
Like, go to more planets?
Yeah.
Like, just to see what's there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. I mean, sure, but what are you hoping to find there? Like, it might just be really dull. Maybe there's a planet just inhabited by just incredibly dull men. We've journeyed so far. Alright? Oh, there is life in the universe. Yes, but there is. Oh no! A planet of incredibly dull men! Who could have considered such a possibility? Oh, well, they're all useful suggestions, and unfortunately, guys, I actually don't have the political authority to make any of you president of the world at the very yet. Do you believe? Are you saying? Are you suggesting that I should lead some kind of global revolution? But a comedian can't do that. Like, if the very concept of a comedian leading a revolution seems ridiculous to me. Like he was some kind of moronic demagogue. Oh, subtlety. It's what we practice. Okay, we have a really good show for you tonight, so let's get a cheer for the show in general. Yeah, the show. Firstly, we have a few rules. Firstly, if you have phones, sorry, of course you all have phones, it's the 21st century. I forgot mine at, the other day, and I really wasn't sure whether I was just in reality anymore, because I couldn't, just look up anything on this little block of metal. Anywho, if you have phones, please either turn them off or put them on silent. Please don't talk to the acts. And if you want to go and get a drink or go to the toilet during the show, would you please leave via the door at the side, because that closed door makes a lot of noise. It's just like someone bashing on your head every time. Cool. So, we need a way to bring some energy into the room, to get you all excited for the show. Now, we've established that I don't have a tremendous amount of political power, although the possibility remains. So, I'm going to make one of you the leader of the coming revolution, okay? And this is going to be a really exciting thing. And the energy, the cheering in the room is just going to emanate from you. So, Darius, you're a cool guy, you're just sipping your beer there, you don't give a fuck, yeah? But you're now the leader of the revolution, okay? So I'm going to shout at you, long live the revolution, and then the cheering is just going to emanate from you, okay? Are you clear about that?
Right.
Darius, listen. I know that you don't give a fuck, but please, just try. For the sake of the show. For the sake, yes! For the sake of the show! Darius, long live the revolution! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Jack Maidment!
Thank you.
Jesus.
Now my eardrums have burst. Let's go on the show. Good evening, County. Woo! So you're all feeling good, yeah? Yeah. Well, thank you for that general reaction. Yeah, that was nice. Nice to know you're all feeling good. So I've been doing a lot of reading lately. Something I do, I read. I've actually got two favourite sort of literary forms. First one is books. Love me some books, you know. I recommend books to everyone. Tell your friends about books. Books are great. The other is other people's mail. Now, you know, that's not how you spell condolences. Jack, are you reading my bank statements? Yeah, shh, don't spoil it for me, I'm halfway through. £20 for trainers, I was not expecting that. What a twist! But I've also been thinking about sort of like when I was younger, in my childhood, and thinking about what I used to read when I was younger. So I've been thinking about Roald Dahl, used to read a lot of Roald Dahl, Lemony Snicket and Series of Unfortunate Events, used to read them. And this other sort of series of books, you might not have heard of them, by a guy called Roger Hargreaves. They're called Mr. Men. I know it's a niche thing, you probably haven't heard. Give me a cheer if you've heard of Mr. Men. Pretty much everyone, great. Well, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Men aren't men. I think we should establish that. Mr. Men are basically shapes with faces and limbs. Well, they're shapes with faces and limbs and one personality trait. And they're named after that personality trait. So, you know, and it just got me thinking, I started to think about it deeper. Like, so take Mr. Happy, for example. Does he not know pain? You know, does he just not, you know, feel that? Because he's called Mr. Happy. You've never seen Mr. Happy feel sad, because that would defeat the purpose. But, you know, like, what if you got some really bad news? So, Mr. Happy, your father, I'm sorry to say, your father, Mr. Happy, I'm sorry to say he's died in a very unfortunate accident. Oh, great! That's fantastic. That's awesome news. I mean, he was decapitated, and I don't see how that's possible because you're basically just a head and legs, and you know. So, but you seem very upbeat considering the dreadful news. Is that a form of grief? What's grief? I have no point of reference here. How can you be so, you know, upbeat about the worst possible thing that a person could go through? Well, I am on a dangerous amount of amphetamines and MDMA. See, Mr. Happy would make a good advertisement for drugs. I think drug dealers need to jump on that. But yeah, it got me thinking about other Mr. Men. So you got Mr. Happy, and he's happy. You got Mr. Greedy, and he's greedy. You got Mr. Tickle, who tickle... No. You got, and then you got Mr. Bump, who has brain damage. I mean, that would... Ow! That's Mr. Bump's story arc right there. Mr. Bump? Because he's blue. I'm guessing that's from constant bruising. And he's always in bandages. You never see a Mr. Men book where Mr. Bump isn't in bandages. He's also, this must be a constant thing, you know. And he must be really depressed and really sad. Because here we have a character written specifically to experience pain and injury. So I want to speak to him and just see what's really beneath, you know, the bruising, the horrible layers of bruising. So, Mr. Bump, are you okay? Not really. I have 3 fractured ribs and a fractured skull. How are you? I'm fine. All the bones are in place. So I just want to know why you do it. Why do you do this? Why do you put yourself through it? I don't know. It's the writer's fault. I pray for death, and death never comes because they keep rebooting the series, and quite a popular one. Look, Nate, this is breaking my heart. Look, come here. Give me a hug. What? No, I wouldn't do that. No, give me a hug. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm brittle! Have you not read my fucking books? Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry, Mr. Bump, I'm sorry, I just bent you out of shape. You know, you're more of a splodge now, you know, you're like Mr. Jelly or Mr. Messy or other fucking ones. You can't touch me, I'm very septic. Being injured all the time makes me septic. Can Mr. Men get septic? I fucking can! So, you know, but there's another way to look at it, because if you read a Mr. Bump or a book with Mr. Bump in, yes, he goes through a lot of pain and injury. Yes, you know, he goes through all this sort of physical torture, but always got a smile on his face. Does he enjoy it? Stay with me here. Is Mr. Bump just a massive sadomasochist? Think about it, does he get like Mr. Tickle to tie him up with his arms? Sort of spread him. You know, and then get Mr. Cheeky to spank him. I don't know if that's something. Does he get Mr. Rude to call him a piece of shit because it gets him off, you know? And now I've just ruined all of your childhoods. Time to talk about mine. So yeah, again, reverting back to childhood. I was thinking about primary school, and it's a specific sort of aspect of my primary school life. Was my primary school girlfriend. Just raise your hand if you had a primary school relationship. If you remember. Yeah, I'm not the only one. This is great. Yeah, and you know, it was great because it was a more innocent time. You know, because nobody knew what the fuck a relationship was. So I'm like, will you be my girlfriend? Yeah, you know, that was it. That was all to it. It was the most simplest relationship ever. And you know, I knew some kids who went out with other kids. You know, 3 kids in one day. They were very much the 8-year-old Lotharios. You know, the prepubescent Casanovas. You know, if you will. And but I wasn't like that. I took my primary school relationship place. I had a girlfriend for 3 years between year 3 and year 6, and I was in love. Just, you know, after what you're about to hear, I think you should keep that in mind. I was in love at the time. And, so I had this primary school, I took it very seriously. I even got tested for cooties. And tested for cooties is quite, you have to make an appointment with the play doctor. You don't know the play doctor, yeah, stay with me. The play doctor in the playground who played to be a doctor. Yeah, you had to go make an appointment with him. This is about a 6-month waiting list. He was a very busy play doctor. A lot of cooties in my school, tell you, bloody Manchester, right? I made an appointment with the play doctor, and testing for cooties is weird. It's just it's kind of scientific. What they do is they get 3 possible patients. We'll use you 3 here. You can be my guinea pigs. I've never had guinea pigs before, this is very exciting. You get 3 people in the row. And then what you have to do is, you have to, the play doctor will say it in incantations, or a magic spell, you know, if you will. And that will determine which one of these 3 people actually has cooties, okay? So they got 3 people in a row. He loosens up. Just a bit more. Just because I'm enjoying doing this. Woo! Okay, let's get 3 people in a row, and then the incantation goes like this. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If it screams, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny. What's your name, sir? Luke. Luke, you have cooties, I'm afraid. Okay, it's very infectious. Yeah. So now I got to embarrass one person tonight. That was my. Oh god. So yeah, that was sort of like the testing for cuties, and well, like any other relationship, as you can probably guess, our relationship got strained, and it really got strained when I met the in-laws. So I went over to her house one night, very much a play date night, and I sat down on the couch and I was watching CBBC, my favourite channel, and her dad walks in, big burly fella, and he walks in, just from a hard day of work, sits down on the couch, snatches the remote from my hands, from my little 8-year-old hands, and puts on Sky Sports News, and I just sat there thinking, I don't like you. I don't want you at the wedding. Obviously, he couldn't come to the wedding. He was on a playground in the middle of the day, and he works for a living. So, what a bit impractical, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the in-laws sort of put straight, but again, I was in love. Keep that in mind. I was in love. This story has a sad ending. One day, I saw my girlfriend. The corner of the playground by the swings, sharing a munch bunch with a Year 6 library monitor called Derek. Derek was his name. And sharing a munch bunch was basically cheating by that. Obviously now it's a different type of munching, Luke like that. Sex. I should open with that next time. The sharing and munch bunch are the most intimate of children's yogis. The little fruit have faces, Imagine Mist and End, but fruit. And I just couldn't believe it. She had cheated on me. I was in love with her. Thought she was in love with me. I stormed over to Derek. Derek was his name. Slapped the munch bunch out of Derek. Derek was his name's hands. And started shouting my mouth off. And I said some things that I shouldn't. I was like, no, why? After everything we've been through, I watched Sky Sports News for you, god damn it, does this relationship not mean anything? And she said, look, Jack, calm down. Derek here, Derek, what's his name? He is Year 6 library monitor. He can offer me the stability that you can't, I'm afraid. You are not mature enough for somebody like me. And then that really stepped me over the edge. I was in love. And I said something I shouldn't have. Something I regret, and I will regret till the day I die. I called her an arse head. I should have said bum in retrospect. Nobody's ever gotten detention for saying bum before. She starts to cry and the bell sounds, she runs in, and I knew she was going to tell the teacher. I knew, I had to face my punishment like a man, I feel. I had to face like a man. So I was sentenced to 15 minutes of being in the quiet room. Just sort of like there, 15 minutes. Oh, Mr. Man. Ah, Mr. Tickle. And even back then I knew. And I did my time. Like a man. I walked out of the quiet room. And who was there? My girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend at this point. And she looked at me in the eye, she calmed down, and I calmed down. And she said to me, look, very honestly, very softly, she said, look, me and Derek, was his name, I've been going on for weeks. Well, we've been going out. And because of that, you might want to get tested for cooties. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's not how it goes. If it's straight, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny. Well, you all know the fucking rest. Thank you, you've been very good. Thank you, you've been great. Enjoy your night.
Chip chat there. Chilling. Oh. So, earlier I said that that Russell Brand's book was fucking dross. And I feel that this is a claim I should substantiate, so of course I have some quotes from Russell Brand's book, Revolution. Rev, love, ocean, the cleverest thing known to man. Okay, this is him reflecting on like how wealth is unevenly distributed. I just used the calculator on my phone to subtract 85 from 3.5 billion, and the answer had a letter in it. I did that earlier, and Joe, what do you think I got? I didn't. I got a fucking number containing fucking numbers. He must have just been using the calculator wrong. And is this who I'm putting faith into? He can't even use the calculator on his phone? Right, hang on. We have to respect the planet so we can use the resources to nourish the people. Somehow, this simple equation has been allowed to become extremely confusing. Do you know how hard it would be to feed 7 billion people? There is a hell of a lot of admin involved. We can't just, respect the planet. Have a vague feeling of goodwill towards it. That isn't how people get fed. Okay, Russell. This is Russell Brand reacting to the concept of debt cancellation. I imagine a mainstream economist, and let me tell you I've no fucking intention of asking one, would say this action would instigate financial meltdown. Of course you're not going to ask one, but maybe you should, Russell. Because maybe they know. Maybe, after years of being an economist, they might just know. They might have some conception of what the implications of doing stuff to the economy might have. Now, in this one, he just seems to misunderstand what revolution is. Every so often, the fury at injustice rises up in me and makes me want to smash something or burn something, but nothing in my immediate environment belongs to me, so I have to refrain. Okay, in a revolution, right, you wouldn't just destroy stuff that you owned, because that is just a pointless act of self-vandalism. Yeah, long live the revolution! Dave, you've just smashed up all your cups. Yup! They're capitalist cups! But what are you going to drink out of to fuel the revolution? I'll find something my hands will do! My lovely revolutionary hands! I'll burn all these books as well. Some of those are about revolutions. I know, but I wouldn't want to infringe anyone's property rights. That would be very rude. When I was getting ready for this, reading the reviews for this were just great. Because obviously you have people saying, oh, this is terrible, and people saying oh, this is great, this speaks to me in a way that no one else can, and I'm down 20 quid. But the best responses were the slightly measured ones. So one guy had just written, I should have done more research before buying this book. I realised it's not very good, actually. He must have had such a crisis. So, I've given myself enough to think about, and hopefully something for all of you to reflect on when you start your respective revolutions. But I think we're about time to bring on the next act. How do we feel about that? Darius, you're doing a very good job as leader of the revolution, but unfortunately, you've been deposed. And of course, you don't give a fuck. What would a revolution be like if it was just led by a guy that didn't give a fuck. Like, you know, I've abolished the government, but to be honest with you, I just can't be arsed. But like, mate, we need like a government. How's it? What are we going to do now? I don't know, just do yourselves, I'm going for a beer. What? No! No! So Darius, you've been deposed, and Joe, you're now the leader of the revolution. And if... My pleasure, I mean. I've just made you, like, president of the world. I clearly have a lot of faith in you. I mean, you know, so do you also not give a fuck? What? No? Like, mate, you're not even using sentences. But yeah, I just feel so confined. But, okay, so you've now been made the leader of the revolution. Well done. So, I'm going to say long live the revolution, and then the energy is just going to emanate from you. Because people are going to be inspired with revolutionary zeal. Okay, you good with that? Cool. Joe, long live the revolution!
Long live the revolution.
Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Ed Colley!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. As you can probably tell by my face, I'm not participating in this year's Movember, unfortunately, because I am, in fact, participating in last year's Movember. In fact, considering the age I hit puberty, I have actually been attempting the millennium. So yes, hi, my name's Ed, and the thing I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about was, I don't know if you've had this experience, it's just sort of where you can notice one small detail about a person, and your perception of them completely changes. Alright, this happened to me about 2 years ago, right? I was in this like motorcycle bar in Warrington, as you can tell, and... Please, you're too kind. So yeah, I was in this motorcycle bar, and all the guys in there were like this really like stereotypical, like big, burly, like properly thick beards, like covered in leather, bandanas, glazed expression, eyes that have seen things. So yeah, like the best way I could explain it is like, imagine a Sons of Anarchy TV producer. He'd walk in there, think of suing, and then retract that thought, not wanting to have his limbs rearranged. Actually no, there's a better way to describe that. Imagine biking and baking duo, the Hairy Bikers. Imagine instead of them going to a patisserie in Kent, they discovered a body in a woods. And they were a bit scared, so they didn't report it to the police, and the experience just harrowed them. They can't watch Stand By Me anymore. And they never spoke of it again. And that just led them in a dark circle that led them to Warrington. And for those of you who have been to Warrington, know that's where all dark spirals lead. Alright, has anyone been to Warrington? You survived hell then, good. So yes, that was basically what the bar was like. So, but it was absolutely like packed in the bar. So I went up to get a drink. And it was like, so I managed to get myself to the front, and there was maybe about a 10-centimetre gap between me and the next guy. But then, like, the biggest and the burliest of the aforementioned guys just comes up to the bar, pops his elbow in the tiny gap between us, and then just looms over me, as if to say, right, I think I've made my stance on the bar very clear, this is my territory, it's a sacred territory, it can apply for UN recognition this summer. And yeah, these are my credentials for keeping it. So my thought at that point is, okay, maybe I should just ask the guy to turn around. But what I actually did was just curl up in a ball and just say, okay sir, please don't hurt me. A physical altercation between you and I would be like Muhammad Ali versus thinly sliced ham. The ham doesn't have the structural integrity to defend itself, and Muhammad Ali would just be unsatisfied and then leave with slightly weirder smelling fists. But in the act of like sliding across, I accidentally brushed the guy, and he gives me this look, right, he gives me this look. We've all seen the look. It's one of those looks that says, I've killed for less. You know, you see him about, don't you? You see him about. In your dreams, mainly. Or as the doctor said I should refer to them, night terrors. But then I actually like get a look at the guy's arm, and on his arm, he's got a tattoo of a Triforce from the video game series The Legend of Zelda. At which point I think, well, hello. Now you're talking my language. The tables have turned. So I bring it up, and like his glazed expression, it kind of just fades away. And we ended up in this really like friendly chat about the series, and he asked, oh, what's your favourite? And I say, oh, I like Ocarina, but it's probably going to have to be Wind Waker. And now I'm a member of the notorious biker gang, the Flying Cobras. Yeah, that's the initiation question. What's your favourite game series? They've killed a man for saying Candy Crush. I won't go into details, but impressively enough, his death was ironic. But you get the idea with the point. It's just one small detail can like completely like change your perception of a person. But it's not always, it doesn't have to be from like bad to good. It can also be from like good to awesome, right? And there's an example of this happened to me about 2 weeks ago when I was walking through Lancaster, right? I was walking through the high street, and then this woman was walking in the opposite direction towards me. And she had this really like cool look about her. Like she had like a really cool like bold, high power like business dress, like really slick shades, like an aloof expression. Like it was one of the looks that said international businesswoman / spy / deadly assassin. It was cool, right? It was one of those cool looks, right? But then as I actually get close to her, I see that she's got a child strapped to her back. Not like straps, as in like the child's in a bag. It's in a child bag. You know, like a designated, it's a child, or is it a child sack? A child backpack, that's the one. A child backpack. And at which point, when I notice the backpack, I think, like, it goes from, like, cool to awesome, because we all know how hard it is to be a mother. Well, not personally, but we can... how difficult it is to be a mother. And this woman managed to find the time to not only deal with stress of this high-power job, she also found the time to carry a child, and I thought that was a very nice moment. This is, of course, assuming that the child is hers. I will state that is my one assumption this entire story. It kind of falls through with that one, because if that's not true, then this story takes on a completely different context. One that I will not be addressing. So, but it got me thinking, like, the crossover between mother and international agent, like, there's a lot of transferable skills there. Like, you can imagine, like, during an interrogation scene, she going up to the interrogatee and going, look, I know you've got the international security codes. I'm going to turn around, and when I look back, they better be there. I'm going to count to 10, and by the time that goes off, then I'm setting off the detonator attached to your arm. Oh. And at the end of the interrogation, she's got the skills to deal with that as well, because she's used to people shitting themselves. I mean, bring your child to work day might get a bit awkward, but they always are, so it's just sort of her at work. Goodbye, Mr. President. Mom, I want to go on the Game Boy. You left it in the car. Give me 2 seconds with it. Mom, I want to play Legend of Zelda. Stop hanging around with the Flying Cobras. They are a bad influence on you. Oh, and now the president's gone. God, Guatemala will never see revolution now. I'm sorry, Mom. It's all right. You're only 9 years old. Yet, impressively, you've managed to grow a full handlebar moustache. I know, it's only day 2 of November. You look like a tiny Victorian gentleman. I wonder if there's a teenager out there who had the reverse experience. And was only able to grow a small tuft of hair sporadically over 3 months. No, that could never happen. Good. It can happen, Timmy, it can happen. They just haven't set aside a month for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Colley, thank you very much.
I'm interested to get your thoughts. I'm going to get more people in the position of President of the world, and I want to see what you do. Madam, hello. You're in the front row. You knew this time was coming. If you were president of the world, what would you do? What's the one thing law you'd enact? Equality. Okay. Now the thing is that I can't turn that into humour without either being an idiot or tremendously offensive. So, well done there. I support equality. You see, now that, if that sounds sarcastic, I still look like a dick. I can't win here. Sir, hello. If you're president of the world, yeah, give me a wave. Hi, hey. If you were president of the world, what law would you enact?
Could I resign?
No. This is about saying yes. So if you're president of the world, what law would you enact? You don't know. You've been given literally the most powerful position in the world. Imagine if they realised that though. They just become like all political authority just sitting in the office. So Mr. President, what do you want to do? Read a book. What? Yeah, just hang out really. No. Like, you've got so much stuff to do. Yeah, well, I don't really have any strong views on anything. How did you become president of the world? Oh, this man with a microphone just told me that I was. And I thought, oh, I better not be rude. Better just take it. Madam, hello. If you were president of the world, what would you enact? What law would you enact? No. Oh, sorry, it hasn't been... I was worried this would happen. It wouldn't be clear who I was speaking to. The woman in the beige top. I mean, it meant... Oh no, don't laugh at beige. I mean, it's a perfectly legitimate colour. I mean, I'm very boringly dressed, but so I concentrated all of the colour I could possibly be wearing into one pocket. See? How colourful that is. It's also kind of boring. It's like a shit rainbow. Madam, if you were president of the world, what law would you enact? Get rid of money? Okay. What would be the alternative? Like bartering? Oh, you got some ham, give me this, I'll have this shoe. Not the pair, because I'd like a larger amount of ham for 2 shoes. I mean, what would the alternative be? Right, okay, so that's fine, but if you're going to get rid of money, have an alternative. Don't just, yeah, we don't need it. Okay, so how is anything going to work now? I'll think about it. We're going to reintroduce money. Okay, I think we're about ready to bring on our third act and our final act of the first half. Joe, revolutions are unpredictable, and you've been deposed. I'm sorry. Oh no! You had all that stuff you wanted to do. I assume, unless you're like Darius, do you still care about anything, Jack? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Let someone else do it. Oh. So, madam, since you want to enact equality, which we all want to happen, you are now the leader of the revolution. Congratulations. How do you feel about that? Cool. That's, yeah, fine. Madam. Yeah. So, long live the revolution, right? And the engineers are just going to echo around the room. Are you okay with that? Cool. Sorry, what's your name? Sorry? Sean. You're now the leader of the revolution, so long live the revolution!
Long live the revolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. David Duncan!
Hello!
Oh, Christ.
Russell Brand, am I right? I've got nothing on him. He's just a man with some hair. Well done on him. How are we, Lancaster? Cool. Did we have a nice bonfire night? Yeah. That's less good. Why are you all so sad? I don't like bonfire night. I mean, I slept through it last week. I'd been drinking during the day. Oh no. But I don't like it, not because of fireworks. Fireworks are cool, right? I don't like what happens afterwards when you're on Facebook, right? Because then there are just like pictures of fireworks, which are less good, because that's just like bright shapes. and like nice colours. And then there's just like picture upon picture of people just looking cold in the dark. And I don't really need that. If I want to see pictures of people cold in the dark, there's not an end to that, Joe, because there's literally no way of seeing them like that. Hello, Joe?
Yes.
Oh, mate, it's nice to meet you. And you're Darius, and you're Anyway, where can I find pictures of people cold in the dark? Exactly! Nowhere! There's nowhere, but you know, this is all I have now on Facebook, just pictures of people just look wrapped up in scarves. Well done. It's not particularly impressive, I mean, because that's what we've got in November as a British holiday, yeah? We've got like bright things in the sky. In America, right, 2 holidays coming up. We've got Thanksgiving, where you just eat a big turkey. I think that's it. And then the next day, they have this thing called Black Friday. Now, has anybody here heard of Black Friday?
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? Because what they do, yeah, is that they go to all the shops, have like minimal discounts, and open the doors at like midnight on Friday, right? And then everyone in America beats the shit out of each other. You need to watch videos of it. Like a Best Buy will open, and waves of mothers who just want to buy like a nice phone just go on top of each other. One woman, right, in 2011 was arrested for spraying mace at people in a Best Buy. She didn't even buy anything. It's just going around going, "Ah!" Someone asked her, right, the news asked her afterwards, do you have any regrets? And she said no. Apparently that was fine. I don't understand really the obsession with technology, right? Because there was the iPhone 6 that came out recently, yeah? And the iPhone 6, it melted in your pocket, didn't it? Just like bent and melted. I don't like to imagine that my phone has the same kind of qualities as like an aero bar. I mean, because I went out and bought an iPhone 6, because, you know, I want to be hip to the times, hence why I look so cool, guys. And I went and bought an iPhone 6, right, put it in my pocket, it was a hot day, that was my mistake, wasn't it? Because I pulled out the phone and it just flopped from side to side, like a big fish full of numbers. I was like, no, iPhone! And that just like scraped bits of it off, and eventually I dropped it, it went down the sewer. Now with all the other iPhones, and they formed a big Atlantis of Apple products. That's a real story that genuinely happened. Anyway, but I feel like we don't use technology properly. Technology is kind of weird to me. I was in a pub toilet recently, saw a condom machine, 2 options for condoms. One was normal, fair. The second was a lucky dip. Which, if you're trying to prevent a pregnancy, is not the option you're going for. There's going to be a kid in a few years that just goes, oh, how was I born, Dad? I spent £3. And I made the wrong choice. Happy birthday. The other thing, I'm a big video game guy. I mean, you wouldn't think of it, you know, to look at me, but I love video games. And I found like what is the best and worst video game I've ever seen in my life. I was in an arcade, and I found a game called Dinosaur Hunter. Now, I'm going to give you some context of Dinosaur Hunter. Imagine you've got a time machine through undisclosed means, and you've gone back millions or billions, I don't know how long dinosaurs live for, going back a lot, and just watch these dinosaurs just live. Yeah, the Brontosaurus is eating the leaves, and the Stegosaurus is just hanging out, and the Velociraptor's running around or something like that. And you look at all these dinosaurs just basking in the midday sun. And then you shoot them in the face. All you do, nothing else. Bang, 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 bang. They're not trying to attack you. They never try and attack you. All you're going around is going, oh, look at the beauty of destroyed nature. Boom! There's no bit. There should be a bit where right at the end you go back to like the future where your time machine's from. And the entire place is like on fire because of the butterfly effect. And some wizard old man goes, why did you kill the dinosaurs? They were cool! Also, we're all on fire! And then you can just go, yeah, but I got a sweet gold medal. Ooh! Have another gun! But I think the piece of technology that we've used kind of the worst, I think that we've used the worst is the internet. I think we're done. I think we're done with the internet, guys. Yeah? Yeah, let's just put it away for a little bit. I think it's ruining our lives. It's getting into like people always trying to like shill their Twitter to me, like, oh yeah, like take nice pictures of food, or like, yeah, this cat is wearing a dog. Not that one. It's like getting into like but like Twitter language, I feel, is getting into everyday vernacular. People are saying lol now instead of laughing,
which I find really weird. Hello, Darius. When you find something funny, not me obviously, when you find something funny, what do you normally do? You do laugh, Darius, because you're a normal human being. You know what people who can't communicate with like actual human things are? Sociopaths, generally. And now we've just got loads of them. I was talking to someone recently who had some trouble at the bank, and she went, oh, I was totes #confused.com. No, you weren't! You're not a website. No, if you literally turned into like a piece of data in the middle of a bank, that would be the greatest story I've ever seen. And it would be on the news, and I wouldn't be even talking to you, I'd be like looking at you, wondering how this sentient website is just like saying things out of the mouth hole. But yeah, I feel, right, that the internet's only really benefited two types of people. Right, two types of people. One, perverts. Right, now perverts have a grand old time on the internet. It's pretty much made for them. But I've recently found out about this thing called, it's called Rule 34. Anybody heard of it? Now there's someone who's exhaled air due to it. And I'll tell you for why. Rule 34 is apparently a rule of the internet that dictates if something exists, if two things exist, there's porn of it. And I thought, ha ha ha, internet, funny joke. So I googled it. Don't Google it. Hello, Joe. Have you ever seen a picture of Morph from Smart Fucking Clifford the Big Red Dog? Have you? Me too, Joe. Don't we live in a hell? Would you like to see it again? It's not on here. How weird would that be? Thank you, Joe. Well, you look like someone. Actually, no. You don't want to see the picture. But yeah, and something else that's been confusing me with perverts on the internet is that they don't even have really to search anymore. You don't have to search anymore to find something to be like weird over. Like Facebook stalking's a thing. Does anybody in here like Facebook stalk? Good. No, you, madam, you moved your hand as if to say yes. Please don't. No. Right, Facebook stalking, right, you just go through someone's Facebook, look at all their pictures and stuff. I think it's generally a bit weird. But I was on a BuzzFeed article recently that said, yeah, Dave, everyone on Facebook stalks, so you come out the loop here. That shouldn't be true, because if I stalk someone in real life, that's a crime. Like a valid crime. But apparently, if you just like go on a website where like the details of like what one person has been doing like for the last 5 years, and just read all of that, that's somehow better. I've never Facebook stalked anybody, and I don't think I can, because I'm one of those people that if I know a detail, I can't just not leave it out of the conversation. I'd just be talking to someone like, oh yeah, I wonder what that trip to Corfu was like. I never told you I went to Corfu. Oh, shit. I bet your brother's going to be mad. I've never told you about my family. Do you want to see this picture of Morph? But yeah, so and I think the only other people who've really benefited, right, from the internet are bullies, yeah? Bullies. Big old mean bullies. Used to be, right, back in the 90s, that a bully would be a jock type who'd stuff you in a locker, give you a swirly, then call him on a mean name, and then he'd repress it and make great art. Like Nirvana's Baby in Pool. I assume that's what they made. But now, right, it's getting worse because the jocks, the jock types, aren't really bullying us anymore. They're not the people saying mean things. It's the nerds. They're so much worse because they know longer words and more diseases I'm supposed to get. I put a favourable comment on an Oasis video on YouTube last week, and well, some people certainly got back to me. I don't know if you know what super chlamydia is, but apparently it's for this guy. They also do this other thing, right? The mean bullies on the internet. They also do this thing called swatting, right? I don't know if you've heard of this, but apparently if you're doing good at a video game, right, you're doing better than this other person, they'll just call the FBI on you and tell them you're a terrorist, and they'll break into your house. Which I felt bad for two people. One, the people whose house is getting broken into. Secondly, the FBI, because they have so much better stuff to do. They're like legit criminals, and there must be just this one FBI guy like kicking in doors, going, it's another nerd. Yeah, no, hi boss. No, I don't know, like, he's not really got any weapons. I mean, there's like a plastic katana. I suppose Doritos are quite spiky. Should I shoot him anyway? I've been told, by the way, to not do the ending of that bit when I was practicing this, because apparently it was too dark. But they shoot the nerd. The nerd is dead. Good. Now, yeah, I just don't understand, right, the internet and technology. I think that's the problem. I don't know where it's going to go from here, because I feel like we've reached like the natural apex of it. It'll get to the point where, like, 5 years in the future, I'll go on Amazon and try to buy a t-shirt, and notifications just pop up saying you're fat and shit. And that's the internet from now on. And I'm scared, because I don't know where it's going to go. So I figured, right, if you can't beat them, join them. Follow me on Twitter at Everybody's Pal. I will be live tweeting a picture of a cool duck. I've been Dave Duncan. Like and subscribe, bros. Yeah.
Cool. So that is the end of the first half. Do we all enjoy it? Woo! Cool, thanks. We're going to have some improv in the second half. We're going to take a quick 15-minute break. But during the break, we're going to have cups and paper at the front. We'll get pens as well, so that you can write lines for people to just randomly. These can be phrases. These can be anything. So the pen and papers we're going to get at the front for you to write that. And Darius, if you don't want to write anything, then that would just be like the least surprising thing I've ever heard. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your compare for the evening, Mr. Tom Clements.
Hey, hi. Oh, what? That is incredibly loud. Hey, hi. We're going to do some improv now, so I'm going to go over here. Oh no, what's happening? I'm going to sit in this chair, this incredibly tall chair, and sing a rad protest song about war. No. Okay. So, well, the flower's gone. I don't know. So, our first game is going to be Whose Lines? So, the first game of this is going to the stage, Michael and Jack. So, the aim of this game is that they're going to be doing a scene, and they're going to, at random moments, read your suggestions and incorporate that into the scene. So, can I get a job that these two would be doing? Like, so a profession.
Tree surgeon.
Escort.
Tree surgeons?
Prostitute. Escort.
I'm hearing both escort and prostitute. Now, they're logically equivalent.
Tree surgeon.
Tree escort.
Tree escort. Okay, you're escorts and you're moonlighting as tree surgeons.
That's a tree surgeon. I'm a tree who is also a surgeon. Putting an interesting spin on the turn of events.
Kind of a dangerous job, this, in these mean streets, in the trees.
Well, I'm just pretending to be a tree, you know.
You know who also said that?
Who?
Fair enough. And my father, who was the original tree surgeon escort, he started the trade.
Alright.
And he said to me, he said, boy,
Yeah.
Luke does theatre, and
Big disappointment was your brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Could have
Absolutely.
been a tree surgeon
Could have
like
been a
me.
tree surgeon escort.
Oh my god. Is that man okay?
I don't know. What's he saying?
He looks like he needs his appendix out. What's he saying? What's that, sir? He said, well, it's better than a poke in the eye with a shitty stick.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was poking him in the eye with one of my shitty sticks.
I told you about the shitty sticks.
I'm really sorry. Maybe we should...
Keep your shitty sticks at home. Don't bring them to work.
Sorry, we're fucking trees. Can we operate on them? I kind of can.
I'll leave it on you. What's the problem? I'll operate on you. What seems to be the
Oh,
problem?
right, okay. Well, basically, here's my number. Call me.
Thank you. I'll call you later.
That is just a leaf, but you know.
Right, great. I'll call you when the surgery is done. Alright, so this is quite a simple procedure. All I'll be doing is...
So we're leaving aside the dying man. He'll be alright, he'll be alright.
I mean, what I've always asked is, why does the comedy logo have a knife The knife being my surgeon's knife, I think you'll agree, and it's quite funny. Hello!
That's very
I'm
funny.
going to cut you up today!
Oh, it puts a nice little light spin on it.
Okay, let's make this incision.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I mean, I am a very smart tree.
You are.
Speech is my main capacity.
Okay, where does it hurt?
I don't know. Sort of around this region.
This region here.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like my
So if you wouldn't
grandpa.
mind escorting me to health.
Oh, definitely will. And I'll say, obviously, the tree surgeon escort motto: don't shit in the sink. Have you been shitting in the sink?
Well, you know, I thought it was funny, but you know what they say.
Well, obviously it wasn't.
You know what they say, they say dapper laughs no more. So.
And thank God for that. Okay. Time, okay, I'm just going to make an tell me if it hurts.
Ow!
Oh, does that hurt?
No.
Right. I'm just going to go in a bit deeper.
Ow!
Does it hurt?
Oh yeah, I meant to say the first time. Sorry, one more. One more.
One more, okay.
Ah! Spread eagle!
Spread eagle?
Yes,
What do you think I am, sir? Some sort of eagle surgeon? I think I've made it very clear that I'm a tree surgeon.
Some sort of escort, perhaps.
Some sort of escort, perhaps. Okay. So, does this still hurt?
No. Ow! Yes.
Whenever I used to feel pain, my mother would always calm me down by saying, "The bunting is lovely."
Thank you.
Speaking of which, check out that bunting. Isn't it lovely? Wasn't my mother a wise
I
woman?
thought you were referring to the bunting that was hanging from my branches.
That might be the problem, actually. Like, let me try and get this bunting off. That could be the issue here.
Yeah, I think the issue is actually the plot of Slumdog Millionaire.
I mean the Oscar-winning Danny Boyle film Slumdog Millionaire.
I actually think that's what's wrong.
Okay, well, we're almost done here. I think
Yeah,
we're
okay.
almost done. Okay,
Right.
so,
What's your diagnosis?
whoa.
I mean,
I'm sorry to tell you. Don't blow me now.
try not to.
There's no, alright, there's no easy way of telling you this.
Right.
I've done a surgery and I've come back with
Yeah.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
And scene.
That's it. If you want to get that bonus the stage, Mateusz Ned. Okay, can I have a relationship between these two people?
Cousins.
Cousins? Any advance on cousins?
One of them is the other one.
Taxi driver and passenger.
Great uncle.
I like taxi driver and passenger. Okay, so one is your taxi driver, the other is his passenger. Far away.
Yes! Could you please drive me to the hospital? Quickly!
You'll get there in your own time.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing this since the taxi motto said, Tracy Beaker on heroin. What? It's about 1995.
Listen, speaking of heroin, there is someone OD'd in the hospital. You have to get me there as soon as possible, or otherwise Harry Potter sex jokes are gonna happen. You know what are Harry Potter sex jokes?
No.
There are none! And they shouldn't be because they're teenagers!
Ones are quite phallic.
Only one thing to say, just scum like you. Kids with bum concept.
You need to get me that there are so many people that need my help. People using Harry Potter sex jokes. People with bum cancer. People OD'd on heroin.
Okay, I'll get you there as fast as I can. Because my kid, he's got bum cancer. And he said to me, can you steer while I...
What the fuck are you doing?
Finishing off other people's beer. That was the last thing he said. The alcohol fueled him in the last days.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay, we're in a field now.
As I said to my ex-wife, and my ex-wife always used to say, stick it up your chop.
Everything she ever said to me. Literally everything.
Look, we're at the hospital now. Maybe they can sort that out as well. Right? Okay, we're pulling up now.
Yeah.
Right. No.
No.
Get the wheel.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're parked. good. Whoa, hands off my package. Thank you.
Well, anyway, here's your money.
Oh, thank you.
And I will just tell you the parting words. Kim Kardashian.
And scene. Okay, now we're going to play a game called Merry Berry. So, can I welcome to the stage Dave and Jack? Okay, so the premise of this game is that we're going to have a really serious, dramatic scene. And then, when I clap my hands, Jack and Dave are going to make it ridiculous. So, can I have a serious, dramatic scene that they could be acting out?
Current and ex-wife getting knocking on.
Current and ex-wife meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Any advance on current and ex-wife meeting?
The business is failing.
Surgery. The business is failing.
Yeah.
Cancer diagnosis.
No. No.
Come on!
It's been said more than 10 times. We can't say it anymore.
What, bomb cancer?
Stop it. I have the loudest voice. So, okay.
Are you sure about that?
I like current and ex-wife meeting. So, fire away.
Look, it's mine now. You just need to back off. Yeah, well, you know, he met you while he was with me, okay? Look, okay, look, I don't care if it was you. He obviously loves me. So you need to get out of our lives.
No, they're my children.
I don't care for your children. They call me mummy. They call me mummy. I'm sorry. Look, I only said this because I respect you too much to keep leading you on. Alright, okay? Look, you just need to move on. Because if you don't, you'll be sad for the rest of your life. Oh, come on, Dave, dance with me. We're voting my wife.
You really think so?
Tell me, I don't know where that came from.
I don't. They said
But I just feel that situations like these are resolved through music.
yeah, they said song therapy would be stupid, but I'm really feeling it.
Really feeling it tonight. Oh yeah.
We know only 2 dance moves.
And pump. That's what I do to your ex-husband.
Do you punch my ex-husband in the face?
No, I jerk him off.
Diane used to punch me in the face when we were making love anyway.
That's why he left you.
So I think basically all our problems are solved. Absolutely.
And scene. Okay, yeah, we're in a game of that, and this is going to include myself and Michael. So, I'm stepping out from behind the chair. Hello. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Can we have an object? Just any object.
Spoon.
Spoon. Any advance on spoon?
Rubber
duck.
Gravy.
Rubber.
Pasta.
Something that kind of serious scene can be.
Coffin.
Good.
I like coffin.
Coffin. Power of imagination.
I just son, wasn't it? It's very son. I don't think I was really expecting it. I mean, it was fine the next day, and yeah. So this must be hard for you. I mean, one day when it was there, he was gone, and
the worst thing is, I mean, it's an empty coffin, really, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, where is he? I mean, I know we expect he's dead, but
Yeah. The thing is that they just don't know what happens when he just decides to go into space of his own accord. I mean, that's just something you can't plan for, you know?
he just blasted himself on up there, didn't he?
He just blasted himself on up there.
He loved to blast himself on up there.
He loved to blast.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh.
Listen, I know you wanted to go into space. You really, but not everyone can. Oh, yeah. Not everyone can go into space. It's a bit
strong.
You are. Can I lie in the coffin?
Right. Will you do the countdown?
What? No! This coffin is a rocket! Oh my God! I've been going the whole time for me. You're mad! You're mad! They said I was mad. Oh, the joys of space travel. It's not a rocket! You've just put some oil cylinders underneath it and an empty... A 5! No! A 4! A 3! For God's sake, this isn't going to work! No, don't! A 1! Oh, my right, sir.
And scene!
Cool. Okay, the next game we're going to play is Let's Make a Date. So, for this I want some Mateusz, Ed, Jack and Dave. Cool, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I've got a Jack fan at the back. Oh, you should wait till we release the action figures. Oh, okay, so the premise of this game, firstly, Mateusz, you need to leave the room, unfortunately.
I find it racist.
No.
I'm with it.
No, I'm a good man. Okay, so Mateusz is going to be a contestant on a dating show, and there's going to be an odd characteristic about the three contestants. So, firstly, Ed, contestant 1, can I get a profession that Ed would be doing?
A cake bush, a rubber duck salesman.
A rubber duck salesman, okay? Ed, you're a rubber duck salesman. Okay, Dave, contestant 2, can I get something that he could be really kind of interested in, like really obsessed with?
Cake bush, mould.
Mould. Okay, we've got mould or Kate Bush. Do we have
some mould that looks like Kate Bush?
So you're obsessed with some mould that looks like Kate Bush. Okay, Dave, it turns out, is obsessed with some mould that looks like Kate Bush. Contestant 3, Jack, can I have again a profession for him?
Goose tamer.
A goose tamer, okay. What else can he be taming?
Sharks.
Sharks.
Goldfish.
Sorry, I heard goldfish. Okay, you're a goldfish trainer. Okay, so we're about to welcome Mateusz back in. So, Ed, what are you?
I am a rubber duck salesman.
You're a rubber duck salesman. Dave, you are?
I'm obsessed with a piece of mould that looks like Kate Bush.
You are?
Yes.
And Jack, what are you?
I am a goldfish tamer.
Okay, now we need to encourage Mateusz to come back into the room. So, on the count of 3, I want you all to shout, Mateusz, come back in, you grisly bastard. Can we all do that? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Come back in, you grisly bastard!
A lot of love in the room, I can sense. Oh, hey, oh no! Oh, sorry, Mateusz. Sorry, oh, no. Sorry. Cool. Okay, so let's all welcome this week's contestant to Let's Make a Date, Mateusz Jurczyński! Hello, Mateusz.
I'm so excited!
That much is clear. Are you happy to be here?
Oh, I am so much!
Cool, okay, well, let's meet your contestant. I am not a contestant. This is clear by the fact that I'm sitting in a chair. Okay, so Mateusz, you're going to get to ask each contestant 2 questions, and then you can learn what you want to about them, okay? So, fire away.
Alright then, contestant number 1. I love a man who loves a man. If you had to pick your favorite celebrity, who would that be?
I'm quite a fan of, what's the name of the guy who was in EastEnders, who played the rat and flushed away? I also like Sean Connery in Red October, just all there in the nice little water, just like a little squeaky. He's such a good, nice guy. I like a guy who can be in water for a long time.
Oh my, I'm done already. Contestant number 2. Contestant number 2. My diet consists mainly of sausages and meatballs. You can take me out for dinner. what would be the meal that you would give me?
Well, I found this interesting piece of bread lately. I looked at it and stared back and he just seemed to say to me, "Hello, it's me, whole wheat."
Yes. Wonderful. All right then. Contestant number 3. Just before the show, I took some really bad acid. If you were a brand of fast food, what item of fast food would you be and why?
Well, I've always been a fan of fish and chips, but the question is, how do you get it? The real trick is, don't let it swim on the outside of the bowl. If it swims on the outside of the bowl, then you've gone too far, my friend. The fish has won.
All right then. Contestant number 3. I would actually like to talk some more to you. So, imagine we're going on a date. Imagine you win the show and we're going on a date. Where would you take me?
Well, see, I would take you to the aquamarine shop because they have fantastic utensils to get the bastards. You just gotta get your harpoon, get underneath where the throat is. If they have a throat, I'm not sure. And just jab, and that'll cool them right off. And jab. You know what I'm saying, lovebird?
I know exactly what you said. I want you to jab me all night long. Okay. Contestant number 1. See, there are many things in life that I do not know. What do you think is the hardest thing to understand, and how would you explain it?
Well, I think the hardest thing I have to deal with is just what to do when I'm in a bath. That's the hardest thing of the day. Now, I can play with the water or myself, but it never satisfies. So I quite like finding nice accessories to get involved with.
Okay. I have one more question this time. Contestant number 2, you're my final question. You're my final choice. You're the final thing that's going to happen tonight. What I wanted to ask you, the tension rises, is, so I am quite into like foreign cartoons, for example, anime. Do you watch anything from outside UK, and what is your favorite thing?
I'm more a fan of the Misty Moors. Most so freely. Let me in at your window.
Okay, Mateusz, you've had your 6 questions. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay. So what do you think the special characteristic about each contestant is?
Well,
let's start with contestant 1.
Do we have to start? Well, contestant 1 obviously has some sort of obsession with fish and water.
Okay.
Is he a mermaid?
No, what else is on water but also rubber?
Rubber duck?
Yeah, and...
A very rapey rubber?
No, absolutely not. No, he was a rubber duck salesman. A lovely innocent rubber duck salesman. Oh no! Now, contestant 2, what do you think was special about him?
Okay, contestant number 2 is obviously referring to a movie, book, or something that I am not familiar with.
Well, I believe that it's not... You're not familiar with it, but he was a man obsessed with some mould that looks like Kate Bush.
How could I have not gotten this?
It was so obvious.
Yes, it was indeed.
And finally, what do you think was special about contestant number 3?
Captain Ahab from Moby Dick.
It's close in the sense that it isn't. One.
Just some sort of obsessive poacher.
Okay, something to do with fish. You right with fish?
Fisherman?
He's trying to do something to the fish. He's trying to work with them. He was a fish tamer. He was a
Fish tamer.
He was a goldfish tamer.
Obviously.
Can I just say, I legit forgot what his thing was. I was wigging out the entire time.
I almost did, so I wrote it down.
I forgot my name.
Cool.
Good
Well,
job.
thanks to all the players for that game. Okay, the next game we're going to play is ABC. So for this, come on to the stage, Ed and Michael. Okay, so the premise of this game is Ed and Michael are going to be doing a scene, and what they need to do is they need to start the next sentence with the next letter of the alphabet. So, firstly, can I have a problem that these two will be trying to solve?
There's no more bread
There's no more bread.
in the world.
Any advance? There's no more bread in the world. Any advance on there's no more bread in the world?
There's no more bread in the universe.
Right? I feel that's I feel that's just an abstraction. Okay.
They've lost the crown jewels.
They've lost the crown jewels.
They've run out of the colour.
Sorry, what was that? Oh, you've withdrawn that suggestion from the public forum. Okay, I like the fact that they've lost the crown jewels. And can we have a letter of the alphabet for them to start on?
J.
Q. Q. Okay, and go.
Queen and country! Really? Who could have done such a thing?
Search me.
Take that, you're clear.
You be careful.
Very well, I will be. Who could have stolen the crown jewels?
Well, my hypothesis is as follows.
X-rays were used to extract and see through the glass.
You stole the words from my mouth.
Zoinks, I did.
Anyhow, how will we solve this one?
Bears. Bears in formation searching the country. Right? We've made a good start training Paddington, and now we get them into their own police task force.
Continue.
Don't tell me you've never heard of the searching capabilities of a bear.
Everyone knows the searching capabilities of a bear.
Forget about it.
Goodness knows forget about it.
How about you find the first bear and train the subsequent ones?
I'll find the first bear and train the subsequent ones, and you find the second bear and train the ones after.
Just a second, haven't we assigned ourselves the same job?
No, not.
Look here, alright? This is a very serious matter. Her Majesty will have our head if we do not find these crown jewels.
Majesty will be incredibly pissed.
No doubt.
Oh.
Please.
And scene. Okay, the next song we're going to play is Should Have Said. So come on to the stage, Mateusz and Jack. Okay, so the premise of this is that when I say should have said, they need either Jack or Mateusz need to reverse what they previously said. So if I say to Mateusz, how are you?
I'm fine.
Should have said.
I'm terrible.
Should have said.
My dog just died.
And so on and so forth. Okay, so can I have a relationship between these two people?
A boy and his favourite toy.
Any advance on boy and toy? I heard a suggestion from over here. Toys. Right, that's... Mate, I don't mean to be derisive, but that's just a film.
Sergeant and Private.
You can't suggest things, you're on stage!
Woman and boy toy.
Woman and boy toy.
Rival samurais.
Crown and jewels.
Rival... Okay.
One samurai, one ninja.
The difference being actually...
Okay, I like boy...
King and servant.
King and servant. Okay, so king and, like, page boy. Okay, so, far away.
My liege.
Hello!
I think we both wanted to be the same thing once.
It looks like I won that battle. Okay.
How are the preparations for the feast?
They're going really, really well.
Should have said.
They're going terribly. We've lost the food. And the dancers.
How could you have lost the food? I hunted the bears myself.
Should have said.
I hunted the boys myself.
Should have said.
I hunted everything.
Well,
myself.
Look, my liege, it's not my fault, okay?
Should have said.
It's absolutely my fault, and I am to blame. Punish me as you will. My liege.
I'm not gonna punish you by kissing you.
Okay, no, I didn't mean kissing. I didn't, that was fine. Okay.
I will take the whip though.
No, you won't. Put the whip down.
Should have said.
Where would you want your punishment?
My little toe.
Should have said.
My big toe.
Should have said.
This hair. This one hair, please.
This is going to be slightly tricky.
Okay.
Should have said.
This is going to be easy. I've been whipping hair since I was little.
Whatever you say,
Should have
my
said.
liege.
Yeah.
I've never whipped a hair in my life.
I mean, are you actually qualified to do this?
I am the king. I am qualified for whatever I got them, please.
Should have said.
No.
I am against this. I think this is extremely dangerous.
Should have said.
Well, you are the king. Let's do this.
3, 2, 1.
No, you got the wrong hair.
Let's
Try again.
Yep. You ready? You don't want to move?
Oh, that really hurt.
Should have said.
That was beautiful. Oh,
I'm so good at this.
you are so good. That was like an Indian head massager. Was so good.
I know.
Oh,
Your hair are so lovely.
Should have said.
Oh, you have bird shit in your hair.
how did that get there? Has a bird been shitting on my head again? I mean, I am the servant. We do sleep in the bird's coop.
Should have said.
We do sleep in the bird's nest.
Well,
Where we
sorry,
feast on eggs.
but we ran out of servants' quarters.
Oh, well, that's a shame. See how John got some servant.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you
Anyway.
doing? Why are you eating bird shit?
Well, you lost all the food.
I know I lost all the food, but that doesn't mean you have to eat bird shit.
Should have said.
That means you do have to eat bird shit. Get it over! You haven't cleaned it yet. Eat it.
Long live the king.
And see. Okay, and we're moving into our final game now. Can I get an R? Yeah, genuine emotions. Cool. So this next game is called Typewriter. So can I welcome to the stage our main character, Jack. Cool. So, the premise of this game is that I'm writing a novel, and I want suggestions from you about what this novel can be about. So firstly, can I get the name of the main character? Sorry, a bit louder?
Henry VIII.
Henry VIII. Any advance on Henry VIII?
Techno-Lord.
What? What was that?
Techno-Lord.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Techno-Lord.
Techno-Lord. Yes.
I am
Okay, and what is the genre of this novel?
period drama.
Okay, it's a period drama. And where is the final scene going to be set?
Rex.
Greg's? Anything special about this, Greg's?
It's the same Rex as last time.
The same Greg's as last time. Any advance on that? Any advance on Greg's?
Greg's on the astral planes.
Greg's on the astral planes.
What are astral planes?
I don't know. But,
We'll make it. Yeah.
I am the writer. And finally, what is the title going to be?
The boners of the elderly.
No. Everyone, this man is named Michael Dodds, and every week he comes to this show, and when that question is asked, he says, the boners of the elderly, on the assumption that we will do it.
You got dreams, eh?
Okay, can we get any other titles?
Boners of the elderly.
No, Joe. No. revolution. That's been established.
Okay, so looks like we're going with the boners of the elderly. Okay, this is a period drama. The boners of the elderly. Our main character is Jack.
Techno Lord.
Techno Lord.
I remembered it.
And the final scene is going to be set in Greg's. The same Greg's. Oh no, Greg's on the astral planes. Greg's on the astral planes.
Yeah.
Okay, so our other improvisers are going to step in at various points to kind of play out the characters within the novel. So, The Boners of the Elderly, a masterpiece by Tom Clements. Techno Lord was living up in his techno palace, doing techno things.
Forsooth, look at my techno palace, with my laser sword and my laser television. You didn't specify what period it is. Look at all this laser. This laser's cool in my laser palace.
Then his robo-servant walked in.
Hello, robo-servant. Salutations. Could I have the news today? It comes from my mouth hole. Well, this is all chewed up. This is useless to me. It happens every morning. I don't know why I bother. I am sorry. Reboot.
Robo-servant powered down for a while. 10 minutes later.
I am back. Would you like the news again? No. I am my bad, Robo-servant. Bad. Ow! I will form a union.
And now we go to the first Robo-Union meeting.
My brothers and Robo-sisters, are you tired of being treated like, as the humans say, a pile of shit? Affirmative. What is shit? I thought you would know, Toilet Bot.
Toilet Bot did. He was just a card.
Classic joke, Toilet Bot.
All in favour of electing Robo-servant as union leader, say 100111001.
1001001.
It is decided. 3 robots that exist in the universe, you shall be our robo-leader, robo-servant, which is somehow kind of ironic, I guess, if we could understand irony.
Robo-shake.
Sparks are flying.
Let's go kill Techno Lord. Somebody unplug me.
Meanwhile, back at Techno Lord's mansion,
Damn it, they're forming a union.
he was consulting his financial advisor about how best to deal with the robo-threat.
Financial advisor? How can I deal? Let's deal with the robo-threat.
Well, you haven't paid your last payment.
Nobody needs to know that.
Let's just, put it at the back of the books,
Everyone needs to know that.
What about the union?
On a related note, they're all planning to kill you.
Great! No! Not great! This is terrible!
It is indeed.
I'm too young to die. I'm 382, because in the year 3000 we have longer lifespans. I imagine!
Your net value is going to fall by $2 when you die.
Shit!
For you're a worthless piece of shit and your life is only worth $2. Right here, QED, please sign.
How much am I paying you?
A lot.
Yeah.
After that outrageous insurance claim, the financial advisor told him how he could best spite the robots.
The best way to spite the robots is to pour milk into their circuits.
Will that work?
Obviously.
As a person who...
No, you know nothing about robotics!
Well, as a robot slave owner, I actually am very ignorant of the robot condition.
It is only the astral milk of the Gregs of the astral planes that works on the robots.
Where can I find a rocket to take me to the astro milk planes, whatever you just said? I'm incredibly drunk right now.
You don't get there by rocket, you silly boy.
Where can I get it then?
By a unicorn.
Where do I find this unicorn?
Right here.
Oh, great.
Come here, boy, come here, boy.
The unicorn was named Boners of the Elderly.
This way, it's bonus of the elderly.
Boners of the elderly? Because my magnificent steed! Ride on! Thank you, man!
Meanwhile, the robots were hatching their plan.
Proposed name for a union. Electronic.
Electronic. Anagram for elderly. Boop, boop.
Register contrived.
Shut up, toilet bot. Flush. I have heard that technology is riding the bonus of the elderly to the astral plane. The traitor, the heretic. What should we do? We should go to the Gregs and stop him from discovering the robo-secret. We will need our own unicorn then. A robocorn. Luckily, the toilet bot can serve many functions. The current one being that of a toilet. Transformation complete. Now let us hop on.
No! And so they buzzed away. Meanwhile, Techno Lord was riding a different unicorn.
Ride, bonus, ride!
Okay, that's enough.
But on his way, he came across an elderly sage.
What do you like, elderly sage? Don't you know I'm too young and full of sexual magnetism to speak to you?
The sage was blind and spoke with a Spanish accent.
I do not know, sir. But
Where are you from?
Robo Spain.
Tell me, do you know this robot union? Are they close?
Well, I should have to put my ear to the ground, like a tonto.
Do that.
Yes.
The sage then told him how he could get to the astral plane, Greg's.
Just keep riding the unicorn. Why have you stopped here? I'm Italian.
Thank you, bilingual man. Away, boners, away!
Meanwhile, back at the robots, who were also riding a different unicorn, which I cannot state enough, that this was a completely different unicorn.
Toilet butt.
Firing lasers for no reason. Rad as shit. Is this it, Robo Union Leader? I think it might be. Let us hop off. Toilet bots reassemble back into toilet.
The ride broke my circuits. Goodbye.
Not all of us were going to make it. Respects paid.
The robots then went into the Greg's, where they met the Greg's attendant.
That was confusing. I got lost for a second.
To the astral planes, Greg.
Hello. Do you have milk? Are you Greg?
Indeed. And this is my shop. The astral milk is over there, the only weapon to defeat robots, as you gentlemen are. Clearly.
We are going to have to shoot this place up old style.
But then Techno Lord burst through, riding the bonus of the elderly.
I am Techno Lord!
Surprise mode engaged.
Bonus of the elderly! Bonus of the elderly are a good friend to me.
You can defeat us, but you will be the one who feels emotions.
Okay then, listen, can't we all just get along? I'm Technolog. Just go back to being good little slaves to
Not
me.
unless you-
Everybody's happy then.
You kept hitting me in the head and calling my news shit. You did nothing to me. I don't know you, but I heard about you and I didn't like
You're
it.
hired! Astro Milk.
I did not see that.
Astro Milk. Astro Milk. Well, Techno Claude is a bloody winner, isn't he?
But at that moment, Bonus of the Elderly burst in, revived from the journey.
Bonus of the Elderly? Yeah!
And he killed him!
Why is my noble steed
He killed him good!
What? Robo slave!
This has been a metaphor for the tragedy of over-organized labor.
Was I a good man?
No. The end. Okay, that is the end of our final game, and unfortunately, the end of the show. Oh, yeah, all sad about that. We've had a great show tonight. You've been a great audience. Thanks for coming. Can we just get another chair again for our acts? if you would like to get involved in comedy, we have a general meeting every Friday. We have one tomorrow at 6. And if you want details for that or any else events we do, just speak to me or any of the acts after the show. Cool, you've been a great audience. Thank you very much for coming.